Hello everybody. I decided today that since my wrists were still hurting when I woke up, that it would be another day off from writing. And then wrote 692 words. I was actually inspired for the first time in like 2 weeks. Now, I don't usually wait to be inspired, and I wasn't planning on waiting to be inspired. I was just giving myself a little bit of space for my story before trying to get back to it. But then was inspired to write something else and said I'll go ahead and write that because I really wanted to, and my wrists weren't hurting at the time. So there's 71 on something called X, and 621 on the scene. Um, After I wrote the intro to my fanfic, it just kind of started going downhill from there for me. I still like the story, it's where I started really freaking out over every little thing, thinking I got it all wrong. But I'm trying to get better about that. I wrote another intro. Same characters, different story. This one I don't think I'll actually put up on DeviantArt. Because the point in the story, let's see, I was inspired by Doctor Who because I rewatched the latest season. So, Hannah, the game makes her like you're Celestian, but you end up kind of half Celestian, half human. And I made her even weirder than that, that she, um, so obviously doesn't act human, and she's completely clueless as to even act human, which she says once, which makes your best friend Celeste just completely freak out. Like, you didn't say that in public! Because she did. She said, well, I don't know how to act human in public. She also said something about not being able to remember what species she is, which seemed like another doctor-ish line. So, I already kind of, and see, she's also not an alien, but an angel that looks human, doesn't act human, goes around trying to save everybody. She already see it. Plus, my added weirdness seemed to make her remind me a little bit of the Doctor, anyways. So I just went with that, where I don't change anybody's personality or what they do or what they can do or anything. I don't put them in a different world, but I'm trying to tell the story and make it look a little more like a Doctor Who story than a Dragon Quest story, even though it's still a Dragon Quest world. So she's kind of the role of the Doctor, and I have all the party members play as the companions. They're still them, I'm just telling it a little bit different way. The Starflight Express, which is a flying train, is their TARDIS. So I have it at the beginning, it's crashing. She's not driving it right, and it's bouncing around because that's what the TARDIS is always doing. So I even wasn't sure how to start this. Like, well, how do I make everything reminiscent of Doctor Who while still keeping it my Dragon Quest characters and everything? So I decided I'll just put my characters, put them in the Starflight, and you know the intro, uh, where it goes, and Taurus is flying through the whole thing. The one with the 11th Doctor had the lightning strikes too, and I basically put it in a storm cloud that was supposed to look kind of like that, and there was lightning hitting them, so it kind of had that effect, and I had the theme playing in my head the whole time I was writing it, and they're being bounced around, and she ends up crashing the train, and I know I'm gonna end up having them land somewhere that will then have to do have some sort of mystery to solve. They'll have something to do with monsters, using Dragon Quest monsters. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get any further than chapter 1 though, because I tend to stop there. But if I don't, oh well, this wasn't the story, it was Toy Story anyways, so it'd be pretty awesome if I could. But if I did, I might be tempted to put it up on DeviantArt as the first story for these characters instead of the one I intended to be, but I mean, I had the whole first story. I took them a little too seriously to begin with. So So it probably doesn't matter that much. I mean, every single story I write with them, I try to give them each character a good little quick intro to insight their personality. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one's the first. They all introduce them pretty well. So, yeah. I just don't want a story that's like too far in their character progression and they work backwards or anything like that. I don't start at the beginning. I want to wait till later to do that because I don't want to actually tell the story of the game because it just feels like that's what everybody writes when they write Dragon Quest IX fanfiction. They write the game story, and plus that'd be a really long story. And I just want to write short stories and one shots for now. Horse, oh that could be mean. Could post as a one shot, but it's meant to be a short intro, so it doesn't really have a plot, and it's I got a cliffhanger. Still look good. Stuff to think about. So I think that's it for the day since I'm tired. Okay, now no idea what's gonna happen tomorrow. I have no plans. I tend to like to keep things that way. This is peace. I don't have anything ordered. You can see him. Love, Pink, Sunny out.